And yet, there's a joke that you're only assured of two things in life: death and taxes. So if you know it's coming, plan for it. Have these conversations with your parents, kids, grandkids. As you get older, look up your average lifespan.
Welcome to another episode of the podcast On Uganda. Today's segment is on sectors, and we are talking about money. Simply money, because our listeners being young, they're probably interested in what fuels the wheels of Uganda's economy, but also how can they also contribute to that economy. So today we are so in luck. We are hosting Abraham Badagawa, the founder of Level Africa. He's going to be telling us today in simple terms, because he is an advocate, he is an industry leader of increasing investment inclusivity. There's a lot of us saying those conversations are not for us. So we have Abraham here to tell us exactly what is top of mind. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
What are you people talking about today, 2025?
2025. So many things. We're talking about investment destinations. Capital flight. Money is leaving the US because of all the crazy things that Donald is doing. It's looking for new homes.
Yes.
Africa is the next frontier. After World War II, the US invested a lot in Europe. Europe grew and began investing back in the US. Money was flowing a lot and became cheap, low return.
Yeah.
Money started going to Asia. We saw China grow. Money started looking for a new home. It went to India, South Asia. Middle Eastern markets picked up with oil. There's a lot of money globally looking for a home. As Asia becomes more competitive, the next step is Africa. Africa is more stable politically and financially than South America. I have business partners, companies we've invested in, and they send you a WhatsApp of, oh my God, did you see? $500 billion has left the US. Is that money coming here to Uganda?
Yeah.
So people like to talk big figures, but what we call aggregation of funds or pooling of capital is really picking up here in Uganda.
And East Africa.
East Africa, the leader is Kenya. I'd probably say Kenya, Tanzania, they're better. You go to Nairobi, you find a skyscraper, a 20-floor apartment building.
It's coming
top
up
notch. And
ours is coming up.
that's what we need to see. We need ambitions for tangible investment. A lot of circles in Uganda are run by SMEs, which is necessary. They provide credit, share the risk and the profit, which is good. But a lot of Ugandans, we don't understand investing. We shy away because we have that figure in our head, which we think when we have that figure, we can become an investor.
Yeah.
And we tell people, start today. Start with whatever you have and take advantage of avenues that allow you to benefit from pooled investing, right?
Yeah.
So for instance, the most common ones in Uganda are unit trusts. The number of unit trust investors has doubled over the last 5 years. It's now crossing 100,000.
Right.
Marketing has been aggressive, but also making accessibility top of mind. When I first entered the space, you had to go to an office either on Kampala Road or Nakawa Business Park and fill in forms in triplicate and come with your national ID and go to the bank, bring bank statements. Now the process is smoother. It's easier for people to invest. That's the leading discussion. How do we marry the need for investment and the different categories of capital currently available?
Yes.
Getting cheap capital from abroad is always desirable, but how can we make use of local or retail capital?
Yeah.
So that's the discussion that always comes back and forth. Should we focus on trying to make homes for the money that's leaving the US?
Yeah.
Or should we keep going on trying to get our people here to become investors?
Yeah. I love how you termed it. I think it's common for people to say Uganda is a tourist destination, but a money destination. Most of us Ugandans love money. You've heard that a lot, right? We love money. What inspired your focus on accessibility and making investment very inclusive? What was the gap?
Two things happened. I had invested abroad in the US while I was in the US, and I've always been tech forward, Bitcoin, Ethereum, cryptocurrencies. There's a crypto project we ran. It launched on a Friday when the markets closed because of COVID. So I remember Bitcoin went below 3K for the first time in a very long time.
Yeah.
All of crypto followed.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, why don't I check traditional markets?
Mm-hmm.
The difficulty in buying a government bond, the banks were not incentivized to deal with small ticket sizes.
Yeah.
I had to benefit from the fact that I knew people. So I called the central bank. The central bank sent a warning to the bank in question, and they set up my account and things happened. But there was an access problem even for someone like myself.
Yeah.
The second issue, which still makes me laugh to this day, is as a financial advisor, not many of my friends or family were willing to pay my hourly rate.
Yeah.
They're like, we're happy for you,
Yeah.
but you're asking for a lot of money.
Someone told me, I gave them my hourly rate, and they told me, no, when someone comes to Uganda, they expect Ugandan rates. But I'm like, wait, what? It's
Why?
the same time and tools as wherever you're coming from. Why would it be less?
It's a common thing. No one wants to pay for services until it's too late. Most Ugandans only go to the doctor when they're too sick to work.
That's true.
Only call a lawyer when the deal has gone south. Most people who DM me on Twitter, it's because they've already made a bad investment and they're looking for a way out, you know? So it made me laugh how many people are there where one of the barriers is the cost of participation.
Yeah.
And we figured, okay, there'd be a lot of people. Ironically, the less money you have, the more your money needs to work for you.
Yeah.
A billionaire can have $500 million in cash. It's still being eroded by inflation, but the total damage to his lifestyle by that loss is negligible.
Yes.
If you have little money, your money needs to be working harder than you do.
Yeah.
So we said, how do we merge that gap? Take yourself and your time out of the equation. If billing for my time is expensive, how can I automate that? The goal was to automate about 80% of what I can do.
Yeah.
Gave birth to the Live Africa platform
Yes.
with the mission of making investing in Africa easy, accessible, and safe for anyone in the world. And we hope that within the next 5-10 years, Africa's development is being funded by Africans in the diaspora, Africans on the continent, who are investing in all the opportunity here and using that to build wealth so that the wealth circulates and multiplies for the continent. And at the same time, a lot of things coalesce. So you end up realizing during that period as looking at, okay, what are the regional markets like? And most of the markets in East Africa outperform anything in the West. So
In terms of?
in terms of return, in Africa, virtually everything in East Africa will give you a double-digit return, while you're looking at Western Europe, the UK, the US, Canada, most products are giving you a single-digit return. And the
Really, depending on who you're targeting, if majority of populations are in rural areas, then who is your target? The ones that can really afford.
So the investment ladder in the investment space. So this is even good. This is like a landscape question, right? I tried for a year to target the bottom pyramid, help the poorest of the poor. The economics didn't make sense.
Yeah.
However, there are organizations that have grant support. FSD Uganda has partnered with a few players in the market, close that gap. They take up some of that startup cost, and once you're set up, it's a numbers thing. Another organization came in and paid for a lot of campaigns. The bottom person is in a very different bubble than you and I. Let's look at a subsistence farmer. Their total spend limited to things they can't produce themselves. Clothing, maybe a small structure, government schools, cooking oil, salt, sugar. UNDP and other organizations came in to stimulate better farming practices, better selling prices in the market. One of the silly things they found was in eastern Uganda, a lot of the men, when they made more money, got a second wife.
Went to the bar.
No, they go to the bar with Ugandans. It's very cheap for them. They go 11 a.m. But those who became prosperous, in their mind, they got a second wife. It was a mark of prestige, but when you look deeper, that's him investing. The wife does most of the donkey work in the garden. So he's doubling productivity. But you've gone from increasing potential to increase your standard of living as one household, now just doubling the problems.
Oh, I was going to say the problems, but that's not coming out of me.
They're looking for people who can reach them and get them investing.
Yeah.
So I think FSD partnered with Zeno, and they managed to find a business plan that let these people invest as little as 5,000 shillings.
Yes.
Right now, Sanlam is working with MTN. Again, all of these people, MTN and Airtel are technically the two biggest banks in the country. They have more accounts than the rest of the commercial banks put together.
Yeah.
So to enable people to invest, even if it's just 1,000 shillings a day, there's some work that...
Invest 1,000 shillings a day?
All these are unit trust providers.
Yeah.
There is work at the central bank to get people to buy partials, part of the government bond, at 5,000 shillings. They had to see if that business makes sense. And a lot of them have come to the conclusion that yes, it does. It did not make sense for us because of the nature of investing and also the philosophy we have. We particularly prefer long-term investors who have different goals and milestones that they'll adjust through their life, right? So in one branch of portfolio theory, it talks about the portfolio being relative to the stage you're in your life. If you're a young person, you don't have any wealth unless you come from money or inherited something. You don't have any wealth. So you're in the accumulation stage.
Who is the listener of the podcast?
Congrats on getting started. In the accumulation stage, build a portfolio. Your biggest X factor is time. The sooner you can start investing and start benefiting from compound interest, the better. But it's a factor of time, right? So after accumulation, you have some money, you go to the growth stage. The goal there is to get the money to grow as fast as it can based on your risk tolerances and things like that. You don't want to make undue gambles with your money, but you want it to grow. And then transition to the maintenance phase. This is where you've hit that target that can support you at the lifestyle you want. Yeah. Because everybody's target's different, everyone's needs are different. Yeah. So support the lifestyle you want through retirement and the rest of your life. The
kind of lifestyle we envision in 2040.
I tell young corporate people, go home and write down what a good life for you will look like 15 years from now, 20 years from now. Put a price tag to it. Yeah. Come back and we'll build a goal that will give you that amount every month. Yeah. If you're living a lifestyle of $5,000 a month, $20,000 a month, if that's what you want, you need a portfolio of assets that can easily return that, plus maybe 2% every month. Yeah. Even before the accumulation stage, which is a big problem here in Uganda. We like to work with clients who are thinking long term. Yes. The problem with the bottom of the pyramid, everything's an emergency.
Yes, because we know.
Exactly. Right? So,
we need it urgently when we need it.
So I can't imagine having a customer whose entire return is in transaction fees. Yes. I brought money last week on Tuesday, but then Thursday was Easter. Give me the money back for Easter. Or I bring some money. Yes. Next week, bring money. Yeah. We see it with young people. There's a client, it was a discussion in office because he signed up to an investment plan. It got derailed by what the silliest thing. Girlfriend's birthday came up. Oh. His portfolio went back to zero. He cashed out.
Help me understand this, because I'm also thinking with the period now that they're probably wondering, what are we talking about in practical terms, right?
Yeah.
Investment, if someone joins your Level Africa, they are tied to a timeline. How does it practically work? Someone has their 1 million,
Yes.
yeah? They want to make an investment, because there are people we've had who have said, oh, I don't think I'm an investor. But we had Honorable Amelia who said, even Ugandans are investors. So help break it down practically.
Level Africa is a platform, has two doors you can walk through. One is the self-managed platform. You log in, complete KYC, customer details, ID, your photo, bank details. That takes about 5 minutes and you can invest for yourself. On the platform, you'll find different products and information. With the exception of 4 products, everything else is open-ended. You can enter and exit at will. You get your cash within 2 to 3 business days if you liquidate. You can use tools to set a goal. Let's say you have 5 million shillings today, invest 1 million per month.
Yeah.
And want to know how much you'll have in 2 years. Tools will calculate that for you, create an investment goal, send you a reminder, keep you on track. If you want, you can set up direct debit, recurring payments, bank transfers. You can set those up, because some people have told us it's easier if I set it and and the money goes off, so that it's not there tempting me.
Yes.
Right? And that enables people to take charge of the investment journey.
Yeah.
We have a lottery system in the office. Every quarter we see the most promising, consistent people.
Yeah.
We give about 5 of them a free consultancy session.
Investors.
Yeah. These are investors. They're sticking to their plan. They're consistent. We'll give you a free investment advisory session, 20 minutes, check in on you, see how you're doing. And then you have other people who come in and they're like, listen, these tend to be the older people, over 30, over 35.
Okay.
I've tried a bunch of things. I've been scammed. I want a plan. So we sit down with them. They book a session and we walk through, what's your life like? What are your responsibilities? What does future look like for you? What assets do you have? Do you have any bad debt? And we build you a plan to get you from where you are today to where you want to be. That comes with a small fee. But anyone can log in and access. Once you complete KYC, you can access all the products. For the 4 products, a couple in USD, a couple in shillings. We're opening in a couple of other countries on the continent access those markets in the next several months. Those 4 products have minimum time requirements. For example, we have a fixed deposit income earning product. You sign a contract and say, I've given this money for this period of time, I'm expecting this rate. The rate you get is because we place the money with a bank or like an export-import organization. They've done a business plan and they've projected the need for capital. You can't come back like 10 days later and say, oh, I've changed my mind. So those are the ones where you're sort of fixed. Tied in. There's a fixed timeline. And you'll see, it's the 3-month contract, a 1-year contract, a 2-year contract. Those tend to have higher rates of return. They're not for everyone. 2 of them, you can't just invest in yourself. We've seen people chase figures. They know the top line. I want the one that pays the most. Does your lifestyle enable you to put away this money for 2 years? Right? Or sometimes people apply and we say, no, we've seen your investment history on the platform. You lack consistency. Oddly enough, there's one thing in the market that solves for that. It's insurance premiums, right? These insurance saving plans. The return is horrible, right? If you compare it to the alternatives. One of, actually my CTO, his cousin bought one of those plans and she came to us and he said, I'm not even going to call, I know the guys who work in that department, but I'm not going to get you out of it. It's going to teach you discipline. Because for them, it's 3 strikes and you're out, right? You miss more than 2 payments, you're supposed to pay $100 every month. You miss more than 2 payments and the penalties are very heavy. Some people cancel the whole policy and hold your capital until a period T,
Yeah.
and you don't get instant access to your money.
Yeah.
It's forcing people to learn discipline.
That's true. The insights you're sharing are things we should have studied in school. This knowledge is elitist, yet everybody has to go through financial phases in their lives, and you give us 3: accumulation, growth stage, then maintenance, right? And you would think this should have been taught in schools.
It's same thing in the US. They don't teach personal finance. They
No.
also don't teach taxation, which are two things everyone needs to learn.
I thought it's only here.
Yeah. If you went to a prestigious school, the uni I went to had a professionalism course. They said the best performers, we want to give you a heads up when you go into the market. Learn how to shake someone's hand and place an ask within the first 5 minutes of meeting someone. There are tools
Okay.
some people are equipped with.
Yeah.
Now, if you're in the others category, the moment you realize, you
Yeah.
have to ask yourself, how do I get out of this? So one of the things we've done, we have a lot of free content.
Okay.
So we have resources and the blog, investing for beginners, budgeting for beginners. People never talk about budgeting when they talk about
No.
personal finance.
No.
Without a budget, you're lying to yourself.
Yes.
You're playing statistics. Only about 0.1% of people without a budget have consistent financial growth. And it's because their brains are wired differently. The rest of us,
We spend as we earn.
we spend as we earn, we get distracted, we have instant gratification. A budget will tell you, in this month's plan, we don't have room for buying 5 pairs of Nikes. The information is there. We try to remove the unnecessary jargon. It's easy for finance people to wear pinstripe suits and red tie and talk jargon about
And don't understand you
macroeconomics,
guys.
finance, microeconomics, and GDP per capita and all of that. But at the end of the day, I think what's relevant is bridging that gap between someone realizing they should be doing better and them being able to take those steps to do better.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
My favorite client is a motivated client. I'm no longer in the stage in my career where I am begging people to make the right decisions for themselves. Those are the 3 most popular stages in this part of the world.
Yeah.
The 4th stage has matured in North America, in the UK, in Western Europe, even in China. The accumulation stage. You can't take it with you.
Yeah.
In Kampala, every year for the past 5 years, a wealthy businessman has passed away. And there have been fights within his estate for his property.
Always.
And yet, there's a joke that you're only assured of 2 things in life: death and taxes. So if you know it's coming, plan for it. Have these conversations with your parents, kids, grandkids. As you get older, look up your average lifespan, right? From wherever you're sitting. Start activating the accumulation stage of your portfolio.
Yeah.
Make sure your portfolio is keeping you, again, you're in the maintenance phase. Make sure you have enough money to spend for the rest of your days. If you have things you want people to inherit, give it to them. We have older clients who've spoken of the joy of seeing their children inherit these things, their reactions, them being able to take over the family business. There's joy in being around when you hand these things over. Plan for the future of the estate, you know?
Yeah.
A lot of families culturally have that home and say this home is for everyone.
Yeah.
When you're not around, people may not say the same things. Put it in a trust, in writing. It's that thing where we're now having more people actually say, okay, can you guys get us someone to do a trust document? My mom left us money. She wants it invested for 10 years. And after 10 years, we can only get interest. The principal has to remain as like a living endowment so that no one in the family doesn't have backup. Things like that, right? So that's the decumulation phase. All of this is just, I think, being aware that money is your partner in the journey through life.
It is. It really is.
It can be your close partner, your good friend.
There are people who meditate, visualize, and first money is my friend. I want money close to me. Interesting, you bring it that way. You said money is taking flight to African countries. I read an article you wrote about Sub-Saharan Africa being one of the most expensive destinations for money.
Yes.
Now, I don't know if that has since changed, but how is it playing now in Uganda? For example, you were very critical on the role of central banks to digital currencies.
So yes, it's a thing I've said even around dinner tables when I'm with central bankers. The cost of moving money in systems and innovations, we call it friction. The friction an action brings is proportional to the decrease of that activity.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever tried to move a heavy couch by yourself and it's just not going on. You're like, it's fine where it is. So if you're trying to bring money here and there's friction, because the policies are good. We have an open capital account so you can bring money in and out in theory, right? But then the question is, what does that cost look like? So Western Union rates, and the things you learn as you grow. When I was at college, I was on the receiving end.
Yeah.
And when I got more work experience, you get gigs on the weekend,
Yeah.
so you're working 2 or 3 jobs. I'd send money home. Shocked to see it costs more to send money from the US to UG than it does from UG to the US. And then you look it up, and all these corridors, the cost is very funny. Trump tariffs. The way money is flowing, imbalance, but it's an imbalance of costs. Some of that is systemic, and some of that is companies taking advantage of us. It's why there's a good number of remittance platforms always popping up,
Yes.
trying to disrupt the system.
One of my friends recently had a launch last week of Sling Money. Have you heard of it?
Invited, but I was busy.
I easily downloaded it. I was meant to make a payment to
Yeah.
Kenya. And then I downloaded the money, tested it with 100K, sent the link to the guy. He's
Yeah.
a truck driver.
Yeah.
So he meant to bring goods to Uganda. But then he was like, just send it on my M-Pesa. I don't want to do it. Oh, it's
Yeah.
illiterate. So the money had to bounce. So it's still on my account. So we didn't make that transaction.
And that's the second, right? So that's a great example because
Yeah.
the challenge they face is switching costs. We want to offer as many safe payment options to
And less
Africans
costly.
everywhere. So the challenge he's going to face is switching costs. I was in Nairobi recently. I was shocked. The first few days, I was just forced to tip people because no one had cash to give me change. Take an Uber, right?
Yeah.
Boss, do you have M-Pesa? I give you your balance on M-Pesa. Like, no, I don't. I was
And then
so notes, and they accept the notes, but no one has change to
Yeah.
give you back.
Yeah.
You know, so I tell all the apps that I could. I linked the card. The rest, I had to go get a Safaricom line. Switching costs. What we don't understand, even the biggest businesses, is synergy.
Someone called it recently interoperability.
Exactly. Now, interoperability makes the pie big. I'm willing, as an individual, to take a smaller slice of the bigger pie. A lot of people don't see it that way. They want the whole pie, even if it remains small.
Yeah.
And these people are the heads of the big multinationals and banks. Someone has figured out, let's say, through crypto, stable coins. I don't know if it's USDT or one of those coins backed by gold, right?
Yeah.
Or something. So they found a fairly safe medium that's very cheap, very fast to transfer cash. Now, counterparty are not willing to play ball because if someone stays on my platform, I get 100% of the profit.
Yeah.
But this person is bringing you new users. So why don't you want to take 20% of profit that you're not getting anyway right now? Uganda last year got taken off the grey list for money laundering.
Yeah.
Phenomenal work done by the Financial Intelligence Authority, the central bank, in trying to get off of that watch list. I think some of the counterparties in the industry, big organizations are stubborn. An organization my size, if I send someone for a conference or a training, it's 3 days. That one person will be there the whole 3 days. 3 days. A bank can send 6 people on Monday, and 6 different people on Tuesday. The bank's attendance is full, but the information is fragmented. There was a point where guys were on Twitter complaining, why is the bank asking what I'm going to do with my money?
Yeah.
That's because the message was broken along the way.
Yeah.
Right? Now, if I am trying to get retail investors to invest in Uganda from the US, and a dollar transfer is going to cost them $40, $60, maybe $80 through a bank, up to 8.5% through Western Union, their perceived value has been reduced by that amount. So you have lots of people who, if it's not urgent, they'll send cash. Like you hear it in Boston, you hear it in New York.
Yeah.
It's just full of cash because they're trying to avoid that cost. So this is a place where like the regulator, which is BOU, I think, would need to come and say, guys, we have this infrastructure as a central bank connected to all the national banks, SWIFT, InterSwitch. This is what the cost is, right? Because certain banks in the US, ACH transfers are free.
Yeah.
Because they know they're not trying to make penny pinching off of the transfer fee. They're trying to be a valuable bank to you. How does the regulator look at the market and incentivize some of the players to work with the disruptors? If I've done the due diligence, the KYC, the money is leaving the UK, Australia for $1.
Yeah.
Why am I being punished because it's coming here? So that's where we need to head.
And would this be the central bank or regional?
Our central bank is a superstar in the region. Other central banks come to learn from what our guys do here. We have amazing people in our central bank.
Okay.
Right? International organizations are stealing people from our central bank all the time. We have very talented people. We've been focused on maintaining certain economic targets because there's that prescription of, okay, the National Development Plan, we want to do A, B, C, D. So if the interest rate is here and the national borrowing rate is here and the FX is within this band, we've hit our target.
Yeah.
Now with new appointments, the deputy is now the governor, the deputy governor is now the governor. Yeah. There's a new deputy governor, there's a bunch of new appointments. So with that, you have people who said, okay, we know how to maintain. How can we go forward? Once upon a time, I was in commodities trade. You have a backyard full of people. You want to first hire the biggest guy. The biggest guy in the room is the central bank. They can push the other guys. I think the business case will be made and sit somewhere until someone experiences it firsthand.
Yes.
I pitched level as a solution to a bank 6 years ago. They said they have it in the pipeline already, they don't need a partner. I went by, pitched it again. I said, no, I'll build it myself. When we started, banks were treating us like analog businesses.
Yeah.
Right? Now, because they are privy to the business we're doing, they are now partnering, sharing services, sharing infrastructure. When in Uganda, when conviction is found, but unlike other parts of the world, maybe because leadership here is of that generation, I used to get annoyed. The phrase was, where else has it been done?
Yes, but if it's an innovation.
Exactly, right? Can you show us where it's working elsewhere?
Yeah.
So they only get conviction with a lot of proof. And other countries like Kenya, why Kenya tends to move much faster is people are willing to dream, try, fail, try again. So they
same as Nigeria.
Yeah, same as Nigeria, same as Egypt. So these are places where conviction is part of life, right? They are not as risk averse as we are because the atmosphere is so competitive.
Yeah.
If you can do something that makes you 2% different, why not try it? Right.
The investment ecosystem is quite conservative.
We don't have an investment ecosystem.
No, we don't.
We don't. Right? It's me and 7 other people.
If you think money in
Yeah.
general, money is very conservative.
Yeah, it's very conservative, and there's a lot of it. You always hear discussions. People call me and say, "What is happening?" I say, "What do you mean? Is it me who doesn't have money? Where is the money?"
Yeah.
But you see, investment in Uganda, in our space, it's not by people who feel bad they missed out on Apple. Silicon Valley is willing to throw money at anything because a lot of those people said no to Apple.
Yeah.
They said no to PayPal. They said no to Facebook, biggest companies in the world now.
Yeah.
Here, a guy said no, and nothing big came out of it.
Yeah.
As young people, we've traveled, seen these things, experienced their products, watched movies and biographies. The issue is it's easier to get a local investor to give $5 million to build an estate by the lake,
Yeah.
which is going to net him a return of 6%, and he'll break even in 12 years. As opposed to telling him, there's this opportunity here. One of my friends is in NYU. They came up with this product. We only need $500,000. Within 5 years, you will have 2,000% return on equity, right? He doesn't understand,
No.
right?
I feel like that was the same conversation with crypto. All digital currencies are really not understood.
We fear what we don't know. And crypto is
Explains why we have had the same president for so many
we are
years.
safe. We know him, we dislike him, we know what we are getting, right?
Better the day where you know.
You have a lot of money tied up by people over 50. They've been working longer,
Yeah.
right? So one of our goals in order to hit our vision is to make people accustomed to investing,
Yes.
right? Investing where you're not going, that's my building,
Yes.
that's my cow,
It's in the
that's my plantation. If you can buy a government bond, I've had clients, I kid you not, they invested 2023. Jan 2024, they wrote me an email. I said, okay, when am I getting my bond? I said, what do you mean? Look at your profile. No. She's like, no, I remember back in the day, my father invested in Bank of England and they gave him papers. When am I getting my papers? I said, even in Uganda, the bank will not give you a paper bond. You can go and ask for them to print for your paper bond. I don't know if they still do that, but it was a service. You could ask for them to print your bond and pay 50K per issue. But that's not how it works anymore. Things are digitized.
Yeah.
When you invest with Sanlam or ICA or Old Mutual, yes, they are big organizations, they have buildings. That building is not what you've invested in. You've given your money to a fund manager who's going to say, okay, the wise place to put money was I'll buy some government bonds, I'll maybe buy some dollars, Kenyan FX, I'll keep some in cash. They're managing your funds. You're no longer investing in tangible physical objects. Those investments go forward to do tangible work, right?
Yeah.
So a government bond is just a loan to your government, right? And then government uses that money hopefully to build roads and pay for teachers and security and all those good things that we need as a society.
Yeah.
But it's not one physical thing. When you can take the step from there, you can go to an agriculture fund. You can say, okay, we are going to do a coffee trading fund. One of the limiting gaps in commodities trade in Uganda is access to capital. The banks are still collateral heavy. And one of the things we are working with some of our clients is how to collateralize the commodity.
Yeah.
You give me $10,000, I buy $10,000 worth of coffee. The trader sells it for a profit. He gives you a cut,
Yeah.
right? I don't expect someone to fly in from Lisbon in Portugal and say, can I see my bag of coffee?
Yeah.
So when you separate the work being done from the investor is when you enter the world of capital markets.
Yes.
right? A market for money.
Yeah.
I need money at this price. I'm willing to give it at this price. You meet and you exchange money. I own $15,000 worth of Apple stock. I trust the system that tells me I own it. I don't own $15,000 worth of iPhone. I own $15,000 worth of the thing that makes the iPhone. Then you can understand how a digital currency, a crypto asset can be of value. I do have a bit of beef with people who still think Bitcoin is a currency. Bitcoin became an asset class.
Yeah.
People invest in Bitcoin to hold it, not to use it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like gold. On a bad day, it's like diamonds. Diamonds are inherently worthless. It's a monopoly. De Beers owns like 92% of all the diamonds in the world, so they create artificial scarcity. Yeah. Some guy did a study. It's enough diamonds for everyone to have 3 carats every year.
My husband keeps saying, those are fake earrings. I'm like, okay.
Sparkle.
Exactly.
Sparkle.
Not for too long.
So his beef should be that it's just cardboard that lined up nicely.
Yeah.
The intrinsic value, you like them. There's value in that. Like I tell people, to me, currently, real estate in Uganda, overpriced. Overpriced. When you ask, what are some opportunities? Affordable housing.
Yeah.
Because when you look at the statistics and see what's being built, the thing that annoys me the most is you find an apartment, 5 floors is the new maximum without an elevator. They are asking for $2 million a month and have no parking. I'm thinking, this is going to pay $2 million
without a car. Someone said all the corrupt monies go into real estate.
I cannot wait for that tap to close. Things will become a lot more realistic.
Yeah.
There's a building in Agro that's famously 80% empty. The story is the guy had dirty money. He put up the building.
How about these malls that have been vacant?
Yeah.
20% occupancy.
Yeah. And
5-6 years, they are not willing to bring their because
the hidden. Sometimes it's the building manager's fault. The American means bring bad habits. I'm going to start naming names.
Please tell us. Tell us. We have time.
This is my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Night frack. Anytime I walk into a building managed by frack, I know it's overpriced. Even when we're looking for office space, guys are taking us around. I said, it's okay. We can get our steps in, right? Let's get our steps in. I know where this conversation is going. And there's a property of theirs whereby it's so funny. They had the lowest cost per square meter in the area. And they messed it up by having the largest room. And they're not willing to subdivide anything.
Yeah.
So you wind up having a very cheap cost per square meter.
Yeah.
More square footage than you need.
Yes.
And then a premium.
Yeah.
So you're paying for more than you need. That's why they were empty. It goes to the whole thing of perverse incentives, right? Guys are looking to hide money. They start putting up monstrous apartments. The story in Nakuru is about the guy's wife. Comes and she is part of the building process and bottomless budget. So everything is marble and granite. And they want to rent it out and she's like 3K or something. And guys are like, no, you're looking at maybe 1,000, 1.5, nothing above really 4 million. And the way the guy told it to me is, this chick grew up on linoleum floors. She can't imagine renting out this granite and marble thing for cheap. So it's empty, and the dude built it just to get a loan on it to clean his money, make the money active elsewhere.
Yeah.
So he doesn't care if it's occupied.
Wow.
And now she's also in her feelings. But the whole thing was not designed to suit the market. The incentive for building this was wrong.
Yeah.
You have young people who want to live a good quality life.
Close to the city.
The biggest challenge is accommodation because food is cheap. Public transportation is bad, but it's there and affordable. I think it was Daily Monitor said only 1% of Uganda earns above $1 million shillings. So if that fact is true, how are you costing when you're doing this business plan? Because I was told, a friend of mine in real estate, and they sold their upper middle class portfolio. They were like the people who pay the best, the bottom third of the pyramid.
Yeah.
That guy will pay you the 400, anything of a million. We have defaulters because those guys lifestyle issues and then the cost. Easter, you know. So it's a space where people can invest in. To speak to our audience, the general population. I see it on the books right now. There's works in the pipeline. I think there's even been some legislation passed to enable for real estate investment trusts. Right?
Yeah.
So this just means it's like a unit trust, but it builds real estate, right?
Yeah.
Either commercial or residential, but it's in real estate.
Yeah.
I think another way we can enable young people passionate about real estate, maybe they're convinced everyone needs a home, that kind of logic, get access to investing, to real estate. You pool capital together. You don't have 100 million, but you have your 5. I have my 10. Sam has 20. You don't need to know each other.
No.
You just need to know the fund manager is professional, licensed, and your investment safe. You can bet on real estate.
Good to hear that you laughed about the ecosystem, but you and your 7 others are being safe and building trust within the audiences. That can create that environment for people to trust each other, even though they don't know each other, to make such investments. Uganda has been named one of the most entrepreneurial countries in the world. You talked about money flying into Africa like a problem or finding its way here. I wonder how you envision the future of investments today. Is it only real estate?
No, there's so much else to do. But I have beef with us being the most entrepreneurial country in the world. Everyone is going...
We have too many problems.
No.
Too many problems, too many solutions.
We have a problem. Me, I must be the boss, the owner, the entrepreneur. I know you've seen it. Some of you are probably guilty of it. These strip malls, when you're entering a suburb, there's always like a strip mall. Have you noticed there's never one salon?
It's
there's
the
always
same.
2, 3, 4 salons in that one strip mall.
It
started with one salon. And guys are like, this guy has been in business for 2, 3 years. Why don't I also open a salon? We don't think, why don't I invest in him? So you're in a salon, into the school of hard knocks, and you lose money for 2 years. Employees are stealing from you. You bought second-hand chairs, they are broken. You did factor in the cost of electricity. Why don't people say, hey, I see you, right? The landlord tells me there's space next door, right? Can we talk? Can I invest in you? Because you've learned, you're doing the thing.
Sure. But this is knowledge you're giving us.
No, that's how we become the most entrepreneurial. Because where there could have been one large salon, there are 5 small ones because they are copycats. Where there could have been one large supplier of hardware, small ones, right? You go from hardware to hardware and say, Tatuina, I'm smart. Why? All of you, you don't learn when your business is small. All of you are copying the first guy. You don't know he has a contract for cement. So all of you stocked cement, none of you stocked nails. Now there are no nails. There's 5 of you, there are no nails. How do we fix that? Now,
that's a good way to look at it and think deeper. Because we have pretty much the same concepts.
We copy and paste your problem. The issue for me is threefold. One, there is selfishness in Uganda. Right? There is a distrust of people and the reciprocal distrust of the system.
Straight from the leadership,
There's a reciprocal distrust of the system. So someone won't keep records because they don't want to be taxed. They don't want to be taxed because they feel their taxes are not being used appropriately. This has caused them to have bad business behavior. If I show up to invest in their business, I have no records that I can trust. They don't want a bank account, which will be a third-party source of proof, because they feel all their bank does is charge them fees, management fees, transaction fees.
Yeah.
Banks out here.
Anytime, if you show up and ask for details, banks will be the first ones to
It's
throw
so
you
crazy.
under the bus.
It's so crazy. I had a cousin tell me she works at the biggest bank in Uganda. I walked in, the client refused the rate. They called upstairs and he got a new rate. I was in my 20s. She said, if you have money, the bank will play ball with you.
Yeah.
I'm at that point in my career, banks are playing ball with me.
You've arrived.
I've arrived. These are Ugandan banks. These are Ugandan banks. When I'm on a first name basis with guys at JP Morgan or Morgan Chase or Citi,
Sir.
when they're saying, we'll send you the jet. Oh, sorry, I've arrived.
How'd you like your champagne?
But the fact that banks are doing that says the value proposition is wrong. Banks should be convincing every possible Ugandan that they are valuable partners to have in business.
Yeah.
That if you bank with us, we will help with bookkeeping, we'll do ABCD.
I really
right?
want to tell you, banks.
Because the average Ugandan, there is no value proposition. One you've mentioned, it's a risk. You are come to me. But I've been with you for 10 years, you still won't give me a loan. Every month you're charging me fees. You've never given me interest on my deposits. There's a bank in Uganda, when I was thinking about moving back, the account paper they gave me had a deposit fee. This was the early 2010s. You're charging me for giving you money. And there's all this audacity that happens in banking in Uganda, right?
Some banks claim to have priority and premium customers. The relationship managers, no call.
Nowhere to be found.
Thank God for digital apps.
No, so crazy.
You don't need them.
One of the banks for the business is a very big bank, and I feel they're understaffed because their relationship managers are so busy. The branch manager used to solve our problems. One day I asked him a question. He checks, he asks for our account and everything. And our account looks massive because I manage other people's money. Yeah. Joke's on you. It's not my money. It's a legal conduit.
Yeah.
So he prioritized me. He was really good at his job, so another bank stole him. Let me get my RM. Guess what? I opened a bank in the bank he's at now, account in the bank he's at now, because he was delivering the quality of service I expected.
Yeah.
There's that challenge in banking.
Yeah.
But with someone being investable, that distrust of the system means the person is hard to invest in. People are greedy.
Selfishness, trust. System trust.
The third is the most interesting thing in that there's 6 months where this bad habit was putting so much throughput into our pipeline because people got banned. People in Uganda, particularly Kampala metropolitan area, they have a bad habit that has two faces. One, they're secretive. A friend of mine used to say it's really hard to cheat an honest man because he'll tell everyone what he's doing and they'll warn him. So they're secretive.
No, they're not secretive. Honest men.
Honest men are not. But Ugandans, this thing is working for me. I'm not going to tell anyone. So they're secretive. Second, they're short-sighted. Short-sightedness is a plague of this country, right?
You are one angry man.
I used to be angry. Now I've accepted things. I know the landscape.
Yeah.
Someone will see hardware occupying a store that's 40 square foot. And he wants that. He wants to copy that because the owner has a Harrier or something. He can't think, if I work with this guy, in 5 years we could have a warehouse.
We're short-sighted. We don't see beyond that. But maybe the more we have these conversations, people start thinking about it. The salon people, it's right there, but they don't think about this. Maybe sometimes we just don't think about these things. Appreciate people who have traveled, people who are exposed. I keep questioning our leaders, honestly, with the potholes. They're always catching fast flights, private jets, travel, see the
Per
world,
diem.
then come back to Uganda and we're still like this.
But
having leaders like yourself to share with others will build our citizenry.
if you want, there's a thing everyone should look up. It's a discussion on why things go wrong. It's called perverse incentives. If you want leaders who travel to come back and change things, remove per diem. They're not traveling for inspiration, they're not traveling for knowledge, they're traveling for per diem.
Really?
They get paid $800
But
every day as starting rate, then travel allowance, attainment allowance, and then depending on their rank, even other perks. Remove per diem, right? They'll stop taking laissez-faire flights. They'll stop going places where there is no tangible benefit.
You think
Once
that
you
then
remove
come
per diem.
back and apply some of the knowledge or
Yeah.
inspiration?
Because when you go somewhere, you're going for a reason.
Yeah.
So when you come back, you have to implement that reason. We are all going to get paid to
We
be
go
there.
shopping instead of go to
exactly.
conference.
We attend the first day, take the group picture. Now we are shopping.
Adios, Abraham. We can go on and on. We've had such a beautiful conversation, very insightful. The conversation around investment is still very elitist, and having people like you explain to us where to invest, where to put our money, and them being Ugandans can be investors themselves,
Yep.
but also join groups, think broader than just their usual investment classes, can go a long way in contributing to the middle class economy, which this podcast is about. Are you ready for our last question that we ask every guest?
I think the one thing I haven't said actually falls into that space.
How are we going to achieve that middle class economy where people are able to accumulate their wealth, grow their wealth, maintain their wealth, and then also decumulate?
Yes. But,
Hand it over.
to the next generation. There are a couple of things we have to. There is an overarching attitude change that needs to happen. We need deliberate political will to head in that direction. Uganda is where it is because of the powers that be wanting it to be where it is. I'm not going to open that can of worms. Everyone can expound on their own. But
Patriots are smart. Very smart.
any leader in the world never, what do our friends in West Africa say? Don't take me for idiot. Donald Trump acts like he's gambling, but he planned everything.
And his policies are against how he delivered.
But even his reactions to the policies when he gets the desired effect, like
What you're
what he was
getting.
doing.
Yeah.
So, whether it's a local leader, your MP, top of the food chain, whoever it is, we need a deliberate effort to say we want good things as Uganda. Then, for all of you not in political leadership or in government, your job is to be radically responsible with your country and hold these people accountable.
Yeah.
We need to reform our tax code. The tax bracket goes from 0 to 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%. And it hasn't been reformed in decades, despite inflation, changes in cost of living, and all these sort of things. To the point where it's actually punishing people for being successful. That's why there's so much tax dodging. It feels like a punishment for people being successful. You can look it up. I think it's 86,000 shillings. Which tells you at one point, 86,000 shillings was a band where most people fell, right? Now, that's nothing. There's the joke of if you break a 50K, it's gone, right? So we need to update our tax policy so it can incentivize people to build wealth in Uganda, keep it in Uganda, pay their taxes, and then invest. Any person who can legally take their wealth abroad, if you came to my office and asked me that you had a moral about it, I would ask you, have you solved all your other dilemmas first? Because that is a nonsense argument. You're being punished for doing better than average. The average person is rural farmer. If you do better than average, our tax code punishes you.
Yeah.
This dissuades Ugandans from investing. The ultra wealthy won't do it. And the ultra wealthy won't come here either because of our tax code. This is why Every big investment deal you see is celebrated by Uganda Investment Authority and comes with tax holidays. If we had a better tax protocol, more people would be willing to pay and more would be taxed. We need to wake up and smell the coffee. The one word I've never seen a parliamentarian speak of is austerity. This is the only democracy where politicians make up the top 1% of the population, right? Where we spend significant amount of our budget on administrative costs. Whereas from an investment manager's perspective, we are investing in liability. We are not putting money in things that grow the economy, such as improved healthcare and education.
Class we want to.
You want people to live a middle class life without middle class facility. You're going to leave it all to the private sector, and private sector is certified to be fair. We need to embrace the times. Uganda, I feel I've had so many leaders speak, and the two things that trigger me the most is we'll get there when we get there, and we're going to do it our way. My pet peeve as part of URSB is we have to have a mailbox. Nobody sends me mail.
Nobody.
Email came and proliferated in the West and came to Africa before we finished doing the box zoning system. So a person in Kira, if they wanted to have a mailbox, they'd have to come to the post office in Itinda, right? In the US, mail comes to your door because they built that system. But now things like DHL, UPS, FedEx, and Amazon come to your physical address. When we have special packages or important letters, they're sent by courier, right? But it's that thing of we must stick to, my younger brother, by the time he got to SMAC, there was no payphone. We used to have a phone booth, call home, put in coin. Our parents are on WhatsApp. Like, what is this payphone thing? Technology jumps forward. Societies leap forward. And if we decide to do that, there's opportunity. India became the call center of the world because they had a large population of English-educated people without jobs. So they could do customer service. Philippines is becoming the accounting center of the world because America realized these guys are better at mathematics, faster, more accurate, cheaper. Uganda, I see so many young lawyers, clerks, accountants, unemployed. We are shipping people off as unskilled labor. Let's keep the skilled labor we have and sell services. We have 7 internet service providers. If we swallowed our pride and unblocked Facebook, that would be a whole other thing. They'll probably build a fiber optic connection for us for free, right? Have these young people join firms that sell legal services. Uganda is one of the best English speakers in the world. So we could have everyone from Nigeria, Portugal, Spain, Egypt sending legal services to Uganda. And it will return a much higher rate than security guards and maids in Oman. Let's have all these accountants doing math for Fortune 500 companies. Let them get certified, whatever it takes, but don't give away a skilled resource for cheap. The government invested in educating a lot of people and educated more people than they created jobs. Someone came up and said, ship the problem away so they don't be here and revolt.
Brain drain.
Exactly. Brain drain is such a big problem. It's one of the reasons I became an entrepreneur. I got all these degrees and no one was willing to pay me what I'm worth. Why should a young person be underpaid? Look at where we are in the world. Adopt things that work in other places. The US is almost 300 years old. Why must we repeat all the mistakes they made? Right? The cheat sheet,
the wheel.
The cheat sheet is there. No country has taxed its way out of poverty. I say this all the time. I studied it. I'm waiting for someone to call me out on it. No country has ever taxed its way out of poverty. The evidence is there. The alternatives are there. So it's just about, I think, Thank you for giving me a platform. I need a megaphone.
I think this
like
was
preachers.
for you. This message was straight to URA.
No, URA is a collections, Ministry of Finance. This is State House. This is Parliament. Don't try and be very clever.
Yeah.
Take what works from history that's been proven tried and true. Take what works.
Yeah.
Uganda could be so great. It's so beautiful. We could be the Pearl of Africa because we are like Singapore or New York. We have the potential. We're just not doing the things we should because the people in power are happy with the status quo.
Yeah.
Right? So for young people, an old man once told me, he said, your word is your bond, but your actions are how people remember you. And in a world where, and I say this all the time, someone may try and cancel me, but it's Uganda, you can't cancel Uganda. In a country where your vote is the same as a peasant, don't expect anyone to rescue you. Invest, get wealthy, and fund the change you want to see.